Take 437.
Well, you beat me to it. Alright, so after much trial and error, and much stabbing of myself and much bloodshed, I have narrowed it down to a 2 to 4 part step on removing blood from silk. The first step is going to be hydrogen peroxide. Now, a lot of people get freaked out because hydrogen peroxide is an oxidizing agent, which means it can cause discoloration. I will say right now it's only going to cause discoloration if there is still dye on the silk, then it might cause that to oxidize. Since I have already rinsed out all of my spare dye, I am not worried about that. So I'm going to put a little hydrogen peroxide just on the affected area and let that sit for at least 15 or 20 minutes, and then I will come back and show you part 2 of how to remove blood from silk if the stain cooperates. It's not a cooperative thing. So we finished stage 1. You can see it's faded. I mean, it's clearly still there. I mean, the blood's there. It's brownish now instead of reddish, but it's there. But we've broken it down quite a bit with the peroxide. So next step is to just try a little Dawn. Basically just rub it in. I'm not doing anything harsh here. I'm just using my thumb. Ew, the whole sleeve's going to get soaked. Can't do much about that. There you go. You can see it's starting to come out there. Yep. So you have to scrub a little bit, nothing harsh. You don't have to scrub with a Brillo pad or anything that's going to rough up the fabric and ruin it. I'm literally just using the pad of my thumb to scrub in the soap, and the blood's coming right out. So you do have to break it down first with hydrogen peroxide. Now if that hadn't worked, and there have been times when it haven't, if it's a really setting stain, and this one had sat for about 24 hours, maybe 36 hours before I tried washing it out. If it really sits in and doesn't want to come out, even with the peroxide and the Dawn doesn't have any effect, you can use, which I don't have in my kitchen apparently right now, contact lens remover. Or cleaner, excuse me. It'll say on the bottle or box specifically protein stain remover. You can use a little of that, rub it in, and the blood will still come out. Again, you kind of have to work it a little bit with your hands. You don't have to scrub harsh, you don't have to like run your nails over it. I was literally just using my thumb and the blood came right out. So hydrogen peroxide first. If it's really set in, use a little bit of the protein stain remover that comes on through contact lens cleaner. And then Dawn, and that's pretty much all it takes to get blood out of silk. And we will, when it dries, show you just how far, show you that the stain has fully removed when the silk is dry. All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the silk is clean, it's dry. You can see I had stained it right along here in this section where there was no design and there is no blood. So just a little hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of Dawn, and a little bit of rubbing, not scrubbing, just rubbing like this with my thumb, and there is no more blood on the silk. And here's so you know it's not anywhere else on the cuff either. And so hydrogen peroxide works. Again, if it hadn't worked, I'd have put a little bit of this on there. It says daily protein remover. Would have worked just as well to remove any residual blood, but otherwise the peroxide and Dawn worked just fine.